So today I thought I'd do another video on the Photo to Line Art website. If you haven't previously seen my other video where I've done it on like pets and animals and stuff, I'll put a link in that down in the description. But I had a few people put comments on saying, oh, it doesn't work for me, this is the worst website in the world, and yet none of them told me what the best website was. Me personally, I genuinely think this is the single best tool out there to convert photos to line art. Now, yeah, it is AI driven and it's far from perfect. I don't know why so many people were complaining about it. If you want to get perfect results, go to somewhere like Fiverr and pay someone to do it. I don't own the website. I am not affiliated with the website in any way, shape or form. So if you've got any complaints, take it up with the people who own the website. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of things I do to get my photos ready to run on this website. So you can see I've got lots of examples here. And again, yeah, they're far from perfect, but this line art of this gentleman here, don't know who he is, just a photo I took off the internet. You can tell that is him. If you knew this person and you've seen that line art, you would definitely be able to tell who it was. Again, some random photos I took off the internet, and again the line arts are very close to the actual photos. With this photo here, you can see I've got two different line art styles. Like I said, because it's run by AI, it'll sometimes like automatically generate things like so. It's looked at the photo and it knows it's a woman with her arms folded and she's smiling. It's generated that and it's just automatically given her teeth in that one. So you will get things like that. There's ways you can tackle that. We will go into that in the video. It's very simple to obviously put different prompts in there. So just a random photo I took of myself to test this, and again you can tell that is me. I've got a respirator on and I've got a cap on and it just looks like me. Like anybody who knows me would see that line art and say, yeah, that is me. This gentleman here, again, is filled in all of his goatee. It's realised it's a man with spiky hair and a goatee and has given him a full goatee. To combat that, you can probably generate a few different images, and at some point it might realise it's that type of goatee and not that type of goatee. But again, it's a pretty good representation of what that image is. Anyway, so let's get the website open then, and we'll upload a couple of photos and then we'll go through like the best things to try and get the best results. So again, if you haven't seen the last video, I'll put a link down in the description. It's called Portrait Art. The people who made this website give you loads of free credits to use. After you've used them credits, you're gonna have to pay for it. If you want to find out how much you gotta pay, it's literally all there. Like 150 credits for just $15, 500 for 30, or 1,000 for 50. If you can't afford it, just use the free credits. I don't know if they refresh on the daily. You'll have to check on that. Types of photos you're gonna want to use in this. You're gonna want like a nice clean background. So if you're doing like a portrait of somebody, I'd recommend removing the background. You can do that completely free with photoroom.com. You can just upload any photo and within seconds you can literally get the background completely removed. The only caveat with this is when you download it, if you're doing it for free, you only get a standard resolution, which is going to be 1280 by 1280 pixels. It shouldn't be too much of a problem with the website running it, but you can sometimes run into a few difficulties, especially if you've got like a detailed image like this. You're going to want to try and get the highest resolution possible. But the background on this isn't too bad, so I don't think that would affect it. But what you can do, let's say for example you remove the background, you've downloaded the standard resolution. What you can do is go into Google and just type in an online image upscaler. Let's say for example this first link here. Let's say you've uploaded your photo and you can just enhance the resolution by 2 and 4 times, I believe, with this website. But there's lots of free websites you can do it. So upscale that, you can get like a 2K or 4K image out of it, and then you can use that with the website. So we'll upload this photo I got off freepik.com. So a very large resolution image. Again, most cameras these days can take very high resolution images. So if you're doing it with like an iPhone or something like that, again, you shouldn't have a problem. But again, you can upscale it for free online. So I didn't need to remove the background on this. It's just a plain white background. And first of all, let's go line sketch. And I go straight away, our first result, I'd say it's pretty good. That has found all the details within the photo, the type of top, the way her arms are folded, her hair, her smile, her eyebrows, everything. Now again, it's not perfect because it is run using AI, but I'd be happy with that result. So that has used 1 credit. So you can resample that to try and get another version of it, but we can also try different art styles. So let's go pencil sketch. And I'd say that pencil sketch one isn't as good as the line sketch, and it's added a load of stuff in the background, which some of them do tend to do that, but again, it's easy enough to get rid of that. So I'd say the line sketch one's the best one so far. Now let's try coloring page thin detailed. That one's still, it's not bad, but again, line sketch is definitely the better one. Now let's try coloring page bold and sketchy and see what we get from that. So again, we got 4 completely different type of images, but the line sketch one I will say is definitely the best. Now if you're not happy with these results, there's a couple of things we can do now to try and get a better result from it. So you've got a button here that says more controls. So it's automatically give a prompt in there, woman with arms crossed smiling at the camera. Let's delete that. Let's run, what do we have best? Line sketch. Let's run line sketch again. And again, I'd say looking at that image, we do have a pretty good result. So we're not relying on the automatic prompting database system to generate the image. It's just running off what you can see there in the image without using the prompt to help it. So I'd say this one compared to that one, they're both pretty good. Now let's go back into more controls and let's go, I think she's white. Let's go female, and we'll put in 28. Let's make it 28. I'm sorry if that is you when you see this and you're not 28. Let's go line sketch again. Let's see if that makes any difference whatsoever. It does sometimes make a difference. The only time I'd ever change anything in there is if you're uploading, say, someone, an Asian person, but it's generating like a white person. I'd, yeah, definitely try changing it there. So there's one obvious thing there. I don't know why that's generated that, but I'd say that result is really good. Apart from what is put down here. Again, that's easily fixable. But I'd say from all these anyway, I'd still say that one is probably, yeah, that's probably my favorite. So when you generate an image, obviously you can just open it up. If you're using the free credits, you will get like a watermark down here. But you see how this has generated that, so there's quite a bit of white over here and there's a bit of space there. The watermark shouldn't hopefully hit that. Just a little tip. Right, so let's right click, copy this image, and we're going to take this into Inkscape to convert it to a vector. If you haven't got Inkscape, I'll put a link down in the description of where to download it. It is completely free to use. Now I'm going to press Ctrl and V, or you can right click and paste, or Ctrl and V, and that should paste that image in there. So in Inkscape, we've got this trace bitmap tool, so we can mess around with the threshold. If you wanted ellipse in it, they will be black. Very easy to sort that out, but for now I'm going to bring it back a little bit because I don't want like obvious thick dark lines like that. Let's press apply, and then I've got my vector line out then again. So vector, I can stretch this out as much as I want, and it's never going to distort the quality of the image. So you'll see each one of these results are slightly different, but it is because it is generated using AI. It takes a look at the photo and it tries to work out where's the best place to put the lines, and that's why sometimes when you do it, the results will look nothing like the person. And that's why this one here is just automatically put teeth in there, because it's looked at the image, it sees a photo of a woman smiling, so because it's AI generated, it just thinks it should put teeth in there. Right, so let's upload another photo. I'm going to go with this random photo I took of myself. It's just me with a hat on with a respirator, and I think it's about 2,500 by 2,000 pixels roughly. And let's just go color and page bold and sketchy. So again, we're not making any changes to any of like the prompts or anything in here. We just upload the photo and press go. So even though this website is literally upload a photo and press one of the art styles, sometimes you do have to do a little bit of work, whether it's upscaling the photo, removing the background of the photo, or adjusting the prompt and things like that. It's not always as easy as just pressing go. So remember, sometimes you do have to put a bit of work into it. And straight away, it's not a bad result. The respirator, because it says gas mask in there, look, let's change that to respirator. And let's try color and page bold and sketchy again. Apart from the dodgy looking respirator, the rest of it is really good. Not bad, not bad. Very close to that. Let's try pencil sketch. You see this one, I run this one before recording the video. I literally just uploaded that photo and just pressed go, and yeah, it just worked. So I said you can do the same photo over and over again. Sometimes it'll work first time, sometimes it just won't work at all. See, now that one's really bad. Let's try a line sketch. So that one's really not bad at all. The eyes look a little bit off to me. If we had those eyes on this image, which is a very simple thing to do, it'd be much better. I'll tell you what, we'll show you how to do that now. Let's say you've had a result where some of it looks really good. So like I said here, the eyes look really good. And the eyes look really off here. Let's combine these two. This is something you've got to do manually, by the way. Let's copy this image into Inkscape. So we'll trace them using the Trace Bitmap tool. Do the same with that one. I didn't plan on doing this in the video, but I'm just going to show you very quickly how to do this. So let's zoom right in. So this image is made up of loads of different nodes. So on the left of Inkscape here, you've got the node tool. So with this image selected, you can see all the tiny little nodes. These are what the black lines follow to create the image. But we can just select individual nodes and just use the delete key to remove them. So sometimes you do have to put some work in if you want to get the perfect image. There are sometimes different things you'll need to do. What I'm going to do is just try and delete everything on this apart from the eyes. Now, there's a much easier way to do this, but it'll take longer for me to explain it, so I'm just going to do it by selecting the nodes. Let's zoom in a bit. So just selecting all the nodes that are outside of the eyes. Let's check these eyebrows. So I can just click and drag those eyes across. There you go, job done. Oh, let's just group them a minute. Job done. Much better result on that. So that's another example of ways to make this work for you. Like I said, it's not always just a case of uploading and click and go. Sometimes you do have to put some work in. Let's upload another photo. Again, this is just another photo I found on Freepik. And let's run line sketch. Well, I'm absolutely ecstatic with that. So now you see these are really close to one another. Like, they're very similar. I mean, you can definitely see the differences in them, but like I said, uploading a photo and then pressing go, and then uploading the same photo and pressing the same style, you can sometimes get completely different results. So that's why you might think it's not working for you, because you tried it and it hasn't worked for you. Let's try a different art style then to see if we can get anything else. Let's go color and page. But again, this art style might look completely different. It's all about, you know, testing different art styles, testing different settings and everything, see? Again, another really good result. So the reason why this one's working so well is because it's a very clear photo. All the details are very clear. So the hair, the beard, the look on the face, the clear background, these are the types of images you do want to be using. The more detail on the photo, the better. The less stuff going on in the background, again, the better. And the higher resolution, again, is always going to work better. So yeah, definitely wouldn't have to do anything with the settings here. We will do it just to see what happens. Let's remove that and let's go line sketch. I'd say that's a really good result, but I definitely said this line sketch without changing any of the settings is definitely the best one. Again, you can definitely tell that is a line sketch of that guy. Again, it's not perfect, I know, but it's good enough. Right, let's do one more image. Now, everyone obviously is going to know who that is. That's Elvis Presley. In more controls, black and white photo of a man holding a guitar. It hasn't noticed it's Elvis Presley. But if we go line sketch, so you can see from the results there, that is definitely not Elvis Presley. Now, I think the reason why the photos of like famous people look so off is just because they're so recognizable. But there's a good little way to fix this to actually make this look exactly like Elvis Presley. Go into more controls. And let's just type Elvis Presley save changes, and I'm going to run the exact same thing. And we should, every time I've tried this, it has looked exactly like the celebrity. So there we go, that is a much better representation of that image. It's looked at the prompt and thought it's Elvis Presley, and it's just generated a nice line art image. I mean, compared to that one, this one looks a lot better. But again, the line sketch one isn't the best. We can go with color and page thin, and let's see what result we get with that with the Elvis Presley prompt. Well, that is not a bad result, to be fair. I don't know what that little thing is by his nose, but that is a really good color and page representation of Elvis Presley. Let's try the color and page bold just to see what the result is like. We may lose a bit of detail with it because they're going to put thicker lines, but let's have a look. I should note as well, this isn't like a really high resolution of Elvis. I think it was roughly about 1000 by like 1500 or something, but it was just a random photo I found on the internet. I mean, you can definitely tell that is Elvis, but again, I'd say the line sketch one is definitely the better of them all. So with doing images, the line sketch is probably the best one to use, I'd say, because you are getting a bit more detail with it, and it does resemble the original photo the best. But yeah, there we go, guys. Those are my tips and tricks I use to try and get the best results for line art from photos. So remember, try and remove the background if there's too much going on, and use an upscaler to upscale the image to try and get the highest resolution possible, and mess around with the controls. Try and delete the prompt that's in there. Try and maybe type a more detailed prompt in there. Put the age and ethnicity in there if you want, and give that a go. There are lots of different things you can try, even if you have to combine a couple of different images just to get the right looking image. Again, sometimes you do have to put that work in to get the result you want. It's not always as easy as upload and go. So if you want to put a comment on there saying this is the worst app in the world, let me know what better ones there are, because I would love to find them and I'd love to give them a go. Anyway guys, hope you have fun with it, and I hope that helps you with doing your own images. Again, any problems, chuck it down in the comments and I'll try and cover them in another video if I can.